Being a therapist, I am a strong supporter of self-reflection. I think self-reflection is a sign of emotional intelligence. If you can be mindful of your own behavior, you can reflect on it, and then you can adjust it, you're on the way to growth and often healing. But if you self-reflect in excess, it can be toxic. And this is likely to happen if you're neurodivergent because you experience perseverative thinking, worrying about the future, ruminating about the past, and obsessing. These three bundled in together can lead to a lot of stress, a lot of agonizing, and a lot of catastrophizing. And this is often going to happen if you have too much free time. If you are ADHD, you need constant stimulation, and if you suddenly have downtime, a lot of free time, unstructured time, you will find something to worry at. Your brain will chew on something like a bone if you can't find something to preoccupy it. Doesn't happen to everybody, but I know in my life and the lives of many of my clients, this is a phenomenon that is quite routine, and it's a source of a lot of torment. For example, you have a free weekend with no social undertakings, no hobby commitments, nothing to kind of give that time frame a structure, and so you end up sitting there doing very little, and then the wheels of your mind are spinning, and you're starting to reflect on your life and reflect on your person, reflect on your achievements and what you're accomplishing in your life. And inevitably, you find something to pick at. So your brain starts picking, starts finding faults, starts finding flaws, starts criticizing you. And so this self-reflection ends up becoming you turning your attention inward and self-flagellating, attacking yourself, criticizing, and then worrying and agonizing about where you are in your life or where you are in your personal relationships. And so self-reflection starts becoming not really self-reflective because you're not even aware that you're engaging in this process. It feels like you're doing something productive because your brain is keeping busy, but the level of self-awareness that you would like to achieve as part of the self-reflection process just isn't there because you're being hijacked by this perseverative thinking process. Now, because it's your brain and you can't often zoom out and see the processes of your brain, I encourage people to reflect, hey, is this feeling, is this thought process, is it a result of perseverative thinking? I mean, there might be an underlying validity to that. There are things in your life you're not content with and that you would like to change, and that's great. If you can become aware of that, then you can start making changes in favor of what you desire, the desired outcome. If it is just your brain finding something to pick at and there's no actual productive action or proactive action afterward, then what have you really accomplished except self-flagellation? Self-reflection is only as valuable as your capacity to zoom out, to look at the process, not just the content of your thoughts and what you're experiencing in that moment, and then to make educated, informed, and proactive decisions afterward. Again, if there is validity to that perseverative thinking, address the issue that's underlying it. But don't sit there and let the wheels of the mind spin endlessly to the point that you start to be depressed, anxious, getting all existential and thinking that there's no point behind your life and you've accomplished nothing, that you have no friends, and that you're nowhere that you want to be. Try to stop that process, catch it when you notice you're doing it. I like to use a physical gesture. I like to clap my hands very loudly and go, nope, not going to do that. Catch myself doing it. It's often hard to resist the allure of perseverative thinking, and it's going to just happen, and you may not be able to catch it, but if you do, try to build the habit of catching it and calling it out and stopping it. Go on and do something different. Distract yourself. Play a video game. Call a friend. Go for a jog. Play with your pet. Do something to stop that process, but then note down if there is an underlying concern and things that you would like to do differently moving forward. If you perseverate about a lack of friends, join some hobby or social groups. If you feel like you're not making headway in your life, look at changing your career or changing your study track. If you're not content with where you are in terms of your interpersonal relationships, reach out to your friends. Try to schedule some routine catch-ups with your friends. There is always a possibility that you can reflect on what's coming up and make a positive change. But if you are, again, just falling into the habit of perseverative thinking, self-reflection in that case is not at all productive. Have you experienced perseverative thinking? How has it shown up for you in your life? Have you been challenged by the wheel spinning process where you just get stuck in a negative loop and then there's a downward spiral that follows? And what have you found helpful in terms of pulling yourself out of that and then moving forward with your life towards something more productive? I would love to hear from you.